Reg here, guys, and today we will talk about dupes versus decants. What should you really try before committing to a really expensive high-end designer or a high-end niche brand or whatever is expensive to you, right? So if you're someone that, needs some help in this type of topic, I hope that I'm able to bring that help to you and, clear your mind. So yeah, like always, this is addressed in the most authentic and the most unbiased way of thinking. So dupes versus decants. Let's go over the decants first. So if you don't know what a decant is basically a expensive. Of course, it's going to be expensive. That's one of the cons. It's a expensive, but you are getting the authentic fragrance that you desire, right? There's many websites. There's people on Instagram. There's people on I'm pretty sure even Twitter, but mainly in TikTok, like the store, where you'll contact them and stuff like that, and they'll sell you. Well, they'll show you which ones they have, and you'll of course request the one that you desire, right? So pros and cons. Pros that you are getting the authentic type of fragrance that you request. It doesn't matter which one it is, as long as they have it available, you will always be getting the authentic fragrance. But another thing is make sure that that person has some reputation. It's not just someone who has, let's say, um, I don't know, like no reviews, right? So make sure that you don't get scammed. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get scammed because I have heard some stories, and in this situation, social proofing is a very safe thing to do. So another thing is the cons. The cons, and I have these two in comparison, and these are the ones that you get in like the Macy's that they come in the mail and stuff like that, or they'll give you sometimes like when you buy a fragrance so that you'll like them and you'll buy more. So I've already tested this one out, and you'll get like 42 to 43 of these little mist type of sprays. Pretty decent, right? So you'll get 43 of them. I already filled it up with water, and I did like the whole test. And this is the 1.2 ounce, like I mentioned, and this is the 10 ounce, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that this is the 10 ounce. So prices for these, I haven't seen them selling um, this particular type of size, which is the 1.2. They always sell like the 2, the 5, the 10s, and even some like 20 something mLs. But this one would probably be around like $10, which is, it's a lot of money for this little thing. But yeah, it's not, like I said, you will get the authentic type of fragrance that you want to get. And for this one right here, this is really expensive. This is it. Of course, it depends on the brand, but if you are looking for a niche brand, just keep in mind that you will be paying around $30 for this. And I know that's very sounds crazy, but it's true. Go to DCantX or any other website, or maybe try to compare the prices and see who gives you the better deal. Because if you go to DCantX, you will see that they are, they even have like some premium atomizers, but that's not really worth it because you're gonna end up just paying way much more money. When at that point, I would probably just suggest get the full, bottle itself if you really want it. And I did also see that they sell like I mentioned, it's like a 25 ml, right? And it's like kind of a really good size. It's like it looks like this tall, but it's like kind of thick. It's like a little cylinder. Maybe kind of reminds me a bit of like the shape of like perhaps like this one, kind of like that, but of course like way smaller. Um, and I did see that that was like for 45 bucks for a Jean Paul Gaultier Le Parfum. And at that point, like I mentioned, after taxes, you're gonna be paying like around $50 or euros, or I don't know, whatever currency of where you live, right? And like I mentioned, I wouldn't really recommend that. I don't really recommend that because I mean, if you got the money and you're not shy, you're not pocket shy, go for it, spend it, whatever makes you happy. But if you're someone that's more, cautious, and you are on a limited or type of limited budget, I would definitely recommend for you to try this instead, because yes, it will be around 12 bucks or 13 depending on, taxes and stuff like that where you live, like I mentioned. But you are going to get the authentic fragrance. You are going to get the full experience. It's not like you're going to have, to be having second thoughts. Wait, what if this dupe didn't isn't that close? What if it's actually bad? What if people outside, they can know that it's a dupe, right? And there are people who pretty much are able to identify a dupe and tell the difference between the dupe and the original without you even telling them. So yeah, that's like a really positive thing. And on top of that, you can put this in your pocket, easy, like fits. It's super super good. So now that we talked about that, let's go over the dupes. So the dupes is like a whole different thing. um, for 25 bucks, you'll end up getting a really gorgeous fragrance like this one. But of course, depending on the fragrance that you want, this is usually the type of price that it's mostly um, valid for most people. And then there's, of course, going to be um, these, which are like the most kind of, I don't want to say high end, like super expensive, but these are like 65 bucks, which are, pretty high comparing them to the other ones. So the thing about these is you're gonna get a whole new fragrance, a whole new bottle, a lot of fragrance, a lot. And the the cons is, yeah, you're gonna get a whole new thing, but it's not the authentic fragrance. It's not the real deal. And if you're someone who doesn't care, you're saying, you know what, I don't care if I buy another dupe. I don't care. Then go for it. But if you're someone that's like very cautious and you've already have 3 dupes of one fragrance and you don't even know, and then the next thing you know, you look at your fragrances and you do some research and you end up having like 5 different dupes of just one fragrance. And that has happened to me. It's kind of funny, but that has happened to me sometimes because, like I mentioned before, I don't even know where it is. It's right here. You end up buying a fragrance that's looking cool and stuff like that, and next thing you know, you'll have all kinds of different dupes of dupes, right? So those are the cons if you are someone who doesn't really want to have any more dupes. And like I mentioned, at that point, just get this one. Just get this one. Don't spend a lot of money, and that way you really know if you want it. So overall, my whole take is, if you don't care about buying more dupes and you say, well, for 25 to 30 bucks or even 40, I get a whole new bottle, a whole new box, a whole new experience, and it's a whole new fragrance to my collection, right? Then go ahead and buy dupes all day long if you want. Whatever makes you happy, I'm happy for you. But if you're someone that you've said, you know what, Reggie, like I'm tired of just buying dupes and dupes and dupes, because sometimes you'll buy a dupe and you don't even know that it's a dupe of a fragrance that you've kind of wanted or you already even have. And I'm 100% sure that has happened to some of you, guaranteed. So overall, my whole take is, go for this one if you really want to commit to that super high end niche or high end designer. So like always, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I love reading the comments, and I love engaging with you guys, replying back to you guys, just building a whole relationship with you guys. So it's been Reggie, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.